Hi there, it's Baz at GotAUkulele coming up with another instrument review. But first of all, dig the t-shirt, yeah. Anybody heading up to Huddersfield in the UK later this year for the Grand Northern Ukulele Festival, I will be there. Really looking forward to it. We've got the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain headlining it this year, which is pretty cool. Okay, a review. This is a brand that I've not reviewed anything by them before. But I do recommend them to beginners. I think they make a fairly decent entry-level instrument. This is a Lanikai, and it's a concert scale Lanikai from their LU-21 series. One of my first ukes was an LU-21 soprano, and I thought it was pretty nice. They make an LU-21 soprano, concert and tenor. This is a concert, but it's not actually the standard LU-21. This is the LUTU-21c. That LUTU stands for their brand name Twist, the TunaUke, T-U-N-A uke, and it's called a TunaUke because of that. That's something I've not seen before. They are individual bridge saddles that can be moved forwards and backwards to get the intonation on the instrument absolutely right. My first impression when I saw this was, is that really necessary on a ukulele? And then I thought, well, actually, electric guitars, I've had those for years. It's a concept that works, gives you total control over your intonation. But, on a short scale, does it really matter? Basically, what we've got here is a laminate LU-21 body, concert body, laminate mahogany wood with some nice binding. And like all Lanikais in the 21 series that I've seen, it feels solid and it feels nice. It's very well made. Lanikais always tend to be well made, I find. We have a mahogany neck with a joint here, and we have another joint at the headstock, which feels nice. It's nicely finished, nice and smooth. A standard Lanikai headstock. The logo there is a sticker on the top. I don't like. I'd rather screen print. I think that will start to get rubbed and chipped off with the use of a clip-on tuner. Made in China sticker there on the back, like all Lanikais are. Sealed geared tuners. These are really good quality. These move really well, and I really like the buttons, which have got a kind of a soft touch black plastic. They're not shiny. They're not likely to chip. They kind of like that material you get on the dashboard of your car. Really nice. Rosewood fingerboard with a bit of shaped detailing at the end. Quite sharp on the edges, but the frets are finished very well. We have 14 nickel silver frets and 14 to the body and 18 in total. Fret markers in mother of pearl inlay. Outward facing, sadly, no fret markers for the player, which I keep seeing. But they're all finished really well. It feels nice to play. It's got a nice profile, no problems at all with it really. All over, very nicely put together. Having a look inside, nice and neat and tidy. No quibbles with it really. But let's get on to the real detail though. What we got here is a Rosewood bridge mounting, and the saddles themselves are, I think they're new bone or tusk or something similar to that, and they are individually set in a little plastic mount. See the plastic mount here, and these move upwards and downwards. And the action of doing that is if you move a saddle this way and then tune it, and the string will go lower in pitch. If you move it that way, it will go higher in pitch because it's shorter or longer. And the reason you would do that is to ensure that your accuracy all over the neck is good. What we've also got, which is unusual, if I can show you this, is that this is an intonated nut slot on the nuts. I've never seen that before either. I wonder why that's there if you've got the ability of adjusting here. Don't know. But there we are. One thing I like about Lanikai is that they do develop innovative ideas and push boundaries. Lanikai also created that USB ukulele, which had a pickup in it, but you can plug it into your computer. That's a cool idea. I like that. Other people aren't doing that. Lanikai are. But what do I think about this? Well, I originally had a downer on it, thinking, well, I think it's just overkill, maybe a bit of a gimmick. But then I just started thinking about it. You put a low G on this ukulele. Quite often you'll find when you put a low G on a uke, you really do need to adjust that saddle because you're going with a much thicker gauge string. You don't need to move the saddle a lot, but you do need to move it if you want absolute total accuracy. Now, a luthier could do that for you, but on this, you can do it yourself. And then another thought. What happens if you're left-handed? You can swap these over and get the instant, just repeat the pattern in reverse, and you've got a left-handed ukulele. I like that. That's clever. So I'm quite cool on it. What they also provide in this little bag is a spare set of saddles, and these saddles are much higher, so you could raise your action quite considerably if you wanted to play slide, for example. Now I like that, and they've thought about that option, but you really are limited to having that saddle height or that saddle height. If you want to take these down, I suppose you could sand them down a bit, but it's probably very difficult for you to see inside. But they sit in little plastic channels where they're shaped. Now, if you take that down, I'm not entirely sure. I think they may rattle around a bit. So I think that's your action height, or that's your action height. One of the two, which is a bit limiting. But thankfully, the action on the uke is pretty good. The setup at the nut end is perfect. Well done, Lanikai. Little bit high for me here with the lower saddles, so I'm not sure how I would take that down. So there we are. I like it. I like it for the innovation. It comes with a little Lanikai top secret operations manual, which shows you everything you need to know about how to adjust those saddles. You do it with the strings loosened, obviously. Plus some strumming patterns, chord charts, that kind of thing. Nice to see. Great for the beginner. These retail, I'm seeing these online for anywhere between about $100 to $120. The standard LU-21c without this bridge system is anywhere between about $80 and $100. So you're paying a bit of a premium for this. Where I suppose I'm a little bit confused is if you're an absolute beginner, are you going to be comfortable knowing what you're doing here? And if you are a very skilled long-term player, would you be buying $100 laminate ukulele? Don't know. It's nice. And if all ukuleles came like this, well, I'm sure we'd all be happy. But you know, it sounds like I'm being critical. I don't mean to be. I like what Lanikai do. I like that they've thought about this and come up with the idea. And that deserves a bit of a round of applause anyway. Play-wise, it sounds like a laminate uke, but like all of the Lanikai 21 series, they sound all right. It's a bit bright, bit plinky. These are Aquila strings that it comes with. Quite short on sustain. But you know what? If you're a beginner who's got yourself a cheap and nasty mahalo and you want to move on to spend about £100, $100 on a better uke without getting into crazy money, I always recommend Lanikai as one of the brands that I'll mention anyway. So naturally I'll recommend this one. I'm just in two minds as to whether I'd recommend this one over the basic LU-21c. It's quite nice pick. There we are, LUTU-21c TunaUke from Lanikai. I quite like it, actually. Very well made, and yeah, no qualms about it. It's a basic uke, it's a laminate uke. You are not getting top grade woods tone, that kind of thing. But for so many people who are playing pretty rubbish, crappy, basic ukuleles, I think you should take a look at these. Not bad at all, Lanikai. Well done.